Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought 1579. And we are in the Rules Handbook today. I am trying to give you a good day with Morsels of a Thought. I am trying to impart some wisdom because the world needs something called, okay, wisdom is knowing what to do is wisdom and actually doing it is called virtue. So if we have more virtue in the world, you do what you have to do. I'm going to give you some morsels of a thought from Fein and Sherrie Schneider today. The Rules Handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships, published on September 12th, 2023. And here we are in a section called Create Respectful Marriages and Partnerships. Focus on what matters most. Good day. Hi. Oh, okay. Sorry. Stairs. I'm nearsighted. Nearsighted. Day 273. Focus on what matters most. Now, in this guide, this is a 1-year guide, 365 days of reminders of the rules that which we have read or want to read and intend to do. You can't pursue a man if you're a woman dating a man, dating men. Um, Even if you're in a same-sex relationship, you cannot pursue. One of you is a pursuer, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think there's always a point where one is a pursuer and the other one is the pursuee. So here we're talking about the pursuee, and also creating loving and lasting relationships has to do with making sure people want more of you, not less. More of you. So I'm going to talk about this. In general, say the authors, in general, we believe in taking a husband's last name as it's traditional and the rules are traditional, but it's an individual decision, which is why we offer private consultations to discuss the pros and cons. Sometimes a client wants to keep her maiden name or hyphenate it with her husband's last name because of her career or because she loves her father, who has only daughters and wants to keep her last name going. Others want to keep their maiden name because they are celebrities, VIPs, or authors. However, Jennifer Lopez decided to take Ben Affleck's last name because it's traditional and romantic, quote unquote, quote unquote. What if your partner asks you for a prenup? Rules girls are not gold diggers, so we have no problem signing a prenup. But if she has more money, she can ask him to sign her prenup. We don't believe that money is a big factor in a rules marriage. You both married for love, for richer or poorer, so it's not a deal breaker. So when you want to achieve your higher self, we always try to behave. These books, pretty much most of them, all of them actually, regard your higher self as supreme. We have a higher self, each of us. We have a stature, a an invisible stature. Our status, co-economic, socioeconomic, that doesn't matter as much as our stature. In our stature, that's the measure of our virtue. Stature is where my grandfather was given to be told that he was a virtuous man. He sat he sat in the rain and mud to wait for somebody for 2 hours, and then he went home, and the person came back and said, "Whose footprints are those?" And they told him, and he said, "I'm hiring him." because the man had his feet, my grandfather had his feet in one spot for those 2 hours, and all the mud collected all around his shoes, and he had deep footprints right in there. He didn't move his feet around. He was focused. So, and I knew he also did martial arts, so it's not fair to measure it totally like that. He was a martial artist, so he could kick a tree, a big tree, and make it. Anyway, the rules. Back to the authors. The rules still apply. Don't kick a tree. Anyway, the rules still apply, even at your own wedding. Let your husband find you in the crowd and ask you to dance. Ooh. That's cute. That's really cute. When you want to blow the budget, remember it's more important to be happily married than to have an Instagram perfect wedding. Marriage is about compromise. Number 3, when you're engaged, don't be a bridezilla. Also, try to be sensitive and helpful to single friends who haven't been so lucky in love. So, beware. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to skip to rules for friends. Now, this is back to all committed relationships need the rules. Rules for friends, day 274. Even with the best of intentions, chances are you will ruin a relationship if you give unsolicited advice. If you say to a girlfriend, "Hey, I've noticed you're always hooking up and getting hurt. Boy, do I have a book for you." Ooh, okay, that's no good. Okay, so what I would say is don't give advice, okay? She may not take it well, the authors say. She should call you and ask you for help, the authors say, based on the way you date and live. When you call her, you could possibly catch her at a bad time and get a cold shoulder, like when you call a guy who is watching a ball game and he gets off the phone first. Ouch. Wait for women to ask for your advice, like you wait for men to ask you out. So I'm going to mention that in the book, in the original rules, we say that it is excruciating to have to wait to not call a man. It is excruciating sometimes if you really like him and you want him to call and every minute is passing. Shoot, he's not calling yet. But maybe he really likes you and he's just going to call at a convenient time. But in the meantime, you're there every minute thinking about him and daydreaming and going, Anyway, rules for buyer beware people. You probably think that buyer beware only applies to men. Not so. Wow. Anyone, including family members, friends, and people you work with, can be buyer beware people if they are only or primarily interested in you in order to get something. Maybe they want to meet your cute brother. Social climb, someone famous or belong to a country club. Have you fixed their computer? Write their resume, or act like their therapist. It's not mutual. Their motives are not pure. And if you didn't help them with whatever, you wouldn't hear from them that much. Buyer beware. Next, love only those who love you and don't use you. That's a good one. Um, I never knew that there are next for friends and for people that are buyer beware people. I knew there were buyer beware people, but I didn't put those two together until just this moment when we read this. Rules for coworkers. Ooh. Do you feel your coworker is taking advantage of you? Your boss put you on a project with her, but you're doing most of the work. She takes long lunches, and that annoys you because you eat a sandwich at your desk to get more work done. You want to have, quote, a few words with her, but you're stuck because your boss likes her. A few words, quote, end quote. Do you have a history of watching what other people do and getting mad? We believe do your work and go home. Don't be a bean counter or a martyr and don't care too much. Life is a long road. You never know when she'll help you out or put in a good word or just get another job. Rules for work. Relationships at work can be challenging. There may be difficult personalities to deal with, mean bosses, nepotism, office gossips, backstabbers, and slackers. Do the rules at work by keeping your head down and not talking to anyone first unless it is absolutely necessary. Anything you need to know or do will be told to you. It's always a better conversation when your boss or coworker talks to you first. If you have an idea, suggest it once. Be a team player, not the star. Stay out of company drama and water cooler gossip. Go to work, do your best, and go home. But what if you work for yourself, say a life coach or tutor, and you feel taken advantage of by clients who haggle over money or go over their time? One coach told us she gave 3 hours to a client and only charged her for one. She was resentful and burnt out. We asked, whose fault is that? Remember, you're in charge of setting boundaries and prices, so don't be a people pleaser. Treat work and clients like dating or like a therapist and say, so sorry, but you are out of time. They won't respect your time if you don't. Rules for bosses. We got marriage, we got friends, we got coworkers, we got bosses, we got work. You can't pursue, and you want people to want more of you. So, anyway, back to the authors. Rules for bosses. Sometimes clients ask us how to deal with their disrespectful bosses. We tell them that while they can't make a mean boss nice, their livelihood depends on making them happy. So try to be useful and stay out of his or her line of fire. One of our single clients is a ghostwriter for a wealthy publisher who swears a lot. She asked us what we thought of telling him to put $20 in a swear jar every time he cursed. We said, no, you work for him. He doesn't work for you. Don't try to penalize him. Don't you need to pay your rent? Unfortunately, you will need to walk away or ignore the swear words until you find another job or contact HR. In the meantime, don't take his venom personally because it has nothing to do with you. Higher self. When she stopped caring and started looking for another job, his cursing no longer bothered her. And we even have rules for Facebook. If you have a friend or relative who rarely includes you in her social plans, then don't friend her first on Facebook or follow her on Instagram. Try not to look at her page because seeing her smiling in photos with other people might be too much for you to bear. Some women do the opposite and force themselves into being Facebook friends. They think, I'll just like all her posts and make flattering comments so she'll possibly reciprocate and include me in her world. We find that that doesn't actually work. It turns you into a groupie. Whether in real life or in social media, let others like you first. That's a very interesting concept. I didn't know that. I have 500 friends. I didn't know that. Yeah, yeah. Rules for everyone. Rules for everyone. Okay. If you live your life each day from your higher self, you will get along with most everyone. Be kind, thoughtful, and respectful. Treat others how you want to be treated, and others will mirror back to you how you are treating them. Be rational and walk away from anyone who does not respect or isn't nice to you. Don't participate in conversations with people who yell, talk down to you, or mistreat you. Stay in your power and stand strong when people throw angry or hurtful words at you. Don't take other people's emotions on and don't react or give your power to someone else. That's very interesting. I'm going to read part of it again. Don't participate in conversations with people who yell, talk down to you, or mistreat you. Stay in your power and stand strong when people throw angry or hurtful words at you. Don't take other people's emotions on, and don't react or give your power to someone else. I need to mention an example I ran across the other day. On Saturday, I was taking a bus to go home, and there was a man and his family. I didn't know he had the kids there. I saw a couple. And then right before I got on the bus, he screamed at his kids, and I jumped. And I wish I had said something, but and his wife looked like she had a headache about it. So I don't know what I should have done. Rules for everyone. Don't participate in conversations with people who yell. Maybe I did the right thing by not participating. Maybe, maybe. There's nothing I could do about it. I just felt like, I just felt like, you know, they are from the same country that I'm from, and they made people from my country look bad. And I think my old country, not my current country, my old country. And I thought that, and I thought I have to stop thinking like that. That's like baloney. So, okay, truth. Okay. Okay. Higher self. Okay. Okay. Apply the rules to achieve your higher self. Apply the rules to achieve your higher self. When the urge comes over you to fix, quote, end quote, a friend who is not asking for help, fix something in your own life instead, like your broken dishwasher. Focus away from that. That's what they're saying. Number two, when you feel like telling your husband, sibling, or adult children what to do it yourself. There is only one way to truly help people, by example. I have an auntie who does that. She really does that. She works and thinks and plays by example. Doesn't tell anyone what to do, but I can learn so much from her. Number three, when you feel your boss doesn't appreciate you or pay you enough, think about what you can give to the company, not what you can get. Or stop making work so important, or get another job. Those are interesting things to do. So now we will talk about don't pursue. Where is it? Number day 66. You can't pursue. You can pursue your career and pick your car, your condo, and your cable provider, but we don't recommend you pick or pursue your partner. This is a hard concept for most women to swallow, especially successful ones. Ask an Olympic athlete, CEO, or Instagram influencer to wait for someone else to make the first move, and they will tell you you're crazy or living in the Stone Age. She will say that she didn't become a rowing champion or climb the corporate ladder or amass a million followers to sit around waiting by the phone. She'll say, I am a woman, hear me roar. Now watch me ask my cute coworker to go out for drinks. I can do anything. Believe us, the authors say. We've heard it all, and it won't end well. Don't do it. The authors are right. Stop hiding, though. Stop hiding. Some women love to reread and even quote the rules. They also take relationship courses and workshops. They join Facebook support groups. They analyze celebrity relationships, but they don't go on very many or any dates. They are more like research analysts than participants. Needless to say, dating is not a spectator sport. While it's good to know the rules, you also need to get a manicure and blow out and go out on a date or post pretty photos on a dating app over staying at home and highlighting our books. You have to be in it to win it. You can reread the rules in between dates. I hear you. And I am doing as much as I possibly can right now to participate. Day 68 is dedicated meetups. Clients often ask us where to meet men. We suggest that in addition to dating apps, they Google singles events, speed dating, or meetups in their area. They Google singles events, Google speed dating, Google meetups in their area. Some feel reluctant to attend anything so structured, preferring to meet men naturally, such as at a museum or the beach. But we explain that museum goers and beach goers may be there to look at paintings or the ocean, not for their soulmates, and that a dedicated singles event will attract more marriage minded men. Are you resisting meeting men because you don't like the idea of singles events? Get over it. You have to accept it. Get over it. Are you resisting meeting men because you don't like the idea of singles events? Get over it. Oh my gosh. Singles resort. When we suggest going to upscale restaurants, bars, or singles vacations like Club Med, some women say they would like to go but don't drink or have anyone to go with, or they would rather travel to more exotic places like Africa rather than a singles resort. We explain that you don't have to drink alcohol to go to a bar. You can drink water or a soda. You don't have to go with someone. You can go along. You can go alone and infer, wink, wink, imply, wink, wink, you are meeting a friend there who doesn't show up. Get real. The chances of meeting a marriage minded man at a singles resort or bar is greater than meeting a man on a safari in Africa. That is so neat. Uh, this one is, we have been, we have jumped in and gone through very important topics so far in this book. I think you should get it. That's what I think. This is a really good book for anybody, even men. I really, really think men could do well to understand how a good rules woman thinks and try to pursue one. Those are better marriages than regular ones. Regular ones. Why am I saying regular? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Don't think, should I go out or not? If you're single, just put on a pretty outfit and go. Dating is one area where deliberating can be detrimental. Don't think your way into watching a rom-com on the couch. Go to a singles event, bar, or club, even if there's a low turnout. Remember, you're not just looking for one boyfriend and husband. You're just looking for one boyfriend and husband, not 10. So you only need the one. I was at a bar and I went up and I've already mentioned this story once because I was at the airport and I asked, do you have peach schnapps? And it was an Irish pub. And since I don't drink alcohol, I don't really know. He said, I don't have peach schnapps. And then there was a man right there and he said, what are you, Dutch? So I got to talk to a man a lot, and he actually paid for my drinks and potato chips. I got some potato chips, and he's in San Francisco now. I don't know what he's doing, but it was very nice to talk to someone and just have a conversation at a bar. I just meant to go to the bar by myself. I really didn't mean to meet someone. And I was kind of waiting for a plane, so that's how come I was there. But I chose the Irish pub, and I'm really glad I did. Irish pubs have given me pretty good luck, I have to say, in my lifetime. I have had interesting, interesting times in Irish pubs. That's my thinking. But any pub or bar is what the authors are saying. And so I will talk to you again later. We shall close here for the time being, and tomorrow will be words and wisdom. Okay? Old Kinderhook.